When we decide to walk the spiritual path, we embark on a journey that transcends the material world and what is visible to our eyes. This journey, although filled with beauty, self-knowledge, and growth, also brings unique challenges. Those who strive to achieve a deeper connection with spirituality and consciousness often encounter opposing forces that try to divert them from their quest. These phenomena are known as spiritual attacks, experiences that arise to weaken the light of those who choose to awaken and connect with something greater. There are various signs that can indicate a spiritual attack, but it is important to note that these signs can also be related to other issues, such as physical frailty or emotional imbalances. Therefore, it is essential to investigate the causes of these manifestations. Although they are often treated as spiritual problems, these physical and emotional frailties can create an opening for such attacks to occur, establishing a cycle between body, mind, and spirit. Perhaps you have already gone through moments where, just when it seemed you were advancing spiritually, everything around you starts to fall apart. The peace you had achieved is suddenly replaced by a sequence of problems and obstacles. If this sounds familiar, it may be a sign that you are facing a spiritual attack. Understanding the manifestations of these challenges is essential to overcoming them, and the first step is to recognize the signs. One of the most evident signs of a spiritual attack is the appearance of consecutive problems, like an avalanche of difficulties that does not let up. These challenges seem to multiply, affecting various areas of life all at once. Situations that were previously stable begin to crumble, and small setbacks turn into major barriers. It is as if an invisible energy is trying to weaken your strength, frustrate you, and make you lose faith in the path you have chosen. These moments of chaos, however, should not be seen merely as bad luck or coincidence. They are often a test of your resilience and ability to remain steady amid the storm. To face them, it is crucial to remember that these difficulties are temporary and serve a purpose: to strengthen your inner connection and your faith in the divine. Stay centered, observe the challenges calmly, and learn from each experience without allowing it to consume your energy. Another common sign of a spiritual attack is the temptation to return to old habits and patterns you had already overcome. Imagine that you spent months, perhaps years, working to leave behind harmful behaviors, toxic relationships, or negative thoughts. Suddenly, you feel a strong urge to return to those old ways. This temptation can seem almost irresistible, as if a force is testing your determination and trying to prove that you are not yet completely free of these patterns. Of course, these types of occurrences should be carefully considered to determine whether they are merely consequences of internal programming. Hence, we clarify that these could be signs of attacks. Overcoming this type of challenge requires awareness and inner strength. Remember how much you have already evolved, the wounds you have healed, and the positive changes you have implemented in your life. Recognize that these temptations are merely tests, opportunities to reaffirm your commitment to your spiritual journey. Each time you resist these pressures, you are consciously choosing who you want to be, reinforcing your decision to move forward and honoring the progress you have made so far. The spiritual path is full of highs and lows, but each obstacle is an opportunity for growth and strengthening. By identifying the signs of spiritual attacks and learning to face them with determination, you will be increasingly prepared to continue your journey toward the light and connection with the divine. After all, each challenge overcome is proof that you are on the right path. One piece of evidence that you may be facing a spiritual attack is the constant feeling of inexplicable tiredness and heaviness. No matter how much you rest or how many hours of sleep you get, it feels as if you are carrying an invisible burden that drains your strength. This exhaustion affects not only your body, but also your mind and emotions, making even the simplest daily activities a challenge. Often, this sensation is accompanied by demotivation and apathy, consuming any enthusiasm you might have for your spiritual growth. It is as if an invisible force is draining your vital energy, leaving you vulnerable and without the drive to progress on your path. Those with elevated spiritual energy are often targets of this type of attack, as the goal is to deplete their inner light. To deal with this situation, it is essential to take good care of your energy and set clear boundaries with people or situations that drain it. Invest in self-care practices that help restore your vitality, such as meditation, prayer, or moments of solitude. Even if you feel physically weak, remember that your spirit remains strong. This period of fatigue can be an opportunity to pause, rebalance, and reconnect with your center instead of giving in to discouragement. Use this moment to renew yourself and return to your path with greater determination. Another common sign of a spiritual attack is the emergence of deep doubts and a sense of disconnection from the divine. This type of attack is especially challenging because it directly impacts your faith and your relationship with what is sacred to you. Suddenly, you may begin to question everything, including the beliefs and practices that once brought you peace and purpose. Activities that once filled your soul with meaning may seem empty or pointless. This feeling usually appears when you are about to achieve a significant breakthrough in your spiritual journey, as if a contrary force is trying to extinguish your light and obscure your perception. This doubt goes beyond the mind. It is a disconnection felt in the soul, a void that makes you believe you are lost, without direction or purpose. However, it is important to remember that these moments of uncertainty are temporary. They are often tests that challenge you to deepen your faith, strengthen your practices, and seek answers within yourself. Instead of fleeing from this feeling, embrace it as part of the process and allow yourself to navigate through it patiently. True spiritual connection does not disappear. It goes through periods of darkness that later reveal even greater clarity. Mental confusion is another common sign of a spiritual attack. This mental fog prevents you from thinking clearly, causing disorientation and making it difficult to concentrate, remember details, or make decisions. It feels as if a barrier forms between you and your higher thoughts. This type of attack is particularly challenging because it can make you doubt your own perceptions and choices. For those on the spiritual path, mental clarity is essential for discerning signs, understanding divine messages, and living in alignment with your principles. When this clarity is compromised, your confidence in your own wisdom can be shaken. If you are facing this confusion, remember that it does not define who you are. It may take some time to regain your clarity, but it will return. In the meantime, prioritize practices that help calm your mind, such as meditation, contact with nature, or moments of introspection. Avoid making important decisions while experiencing this mental fog. Trust that your intuition is still present, waiting for the right moment to guide you again. Finally, one of the most intense manifestations of a spiritual attack is the sudden appearance of feelings of fear or anxiety without any apparent cause. This fear can arise suddenly, like a sense of impending danger or a restlessness that settles in your chest, keeping you in constant alert, as if something bad is about to happen. Unlike common anxiety, which is usually linked to specific situations, this sensation seems to come out of nowhere, but is deeply connected to an attempt to pull you away from your spiritual balance. Another form of this same manifestation can be voices suggesting that you do something harmful to yourself. This has happened to me a few times. I had the thought, "End your life." When you recognize these signs, seek to strengthen yourself spiritually through practices that elevate your energy and connect you with the divine. Remember that challenging moments are opportunities to grow, and no matter how intense they seem, they will pass, leaving you even stronger on your journey. Evil enters when we are emotionally and spiritually weak, and there is a significant connection between the two. If you want to protect yourself from being weak and susceptible to these attacks, it is important to also focus on your emotional health, which directly reflects on your spiritual strength. Spiritual anxiety can arise unexpectedly, like a shadow invading your inner peace and casting doubt on the serenity you seek. This sensation, often associated with spiritual attacks, aims to generate uncertainties, weaken your trust in something greater, and disconnect you from your inner harmony. This is especially common in people who are in a process of spiritual growth or expansion. It is as if external forces are trying to interrupt your progress, creating a state of restlessness that clouds your vision and makes your steps more hesitant. If you have experienced this feeling of inexplicable fear, it is important to remember that this is just a test, not an absolute reality. Instead of allowing fear to control your life, try to connect with yourself through practices like conscious breathing, meditation, or prayers. Accept that this fear does not define who you are and that within you is a strength capable of facing any challenge. By facing this anxiety calmly and confidently, you can transform it into an opportunity to strengthen your determination and reaffirm your purpose. Another common form of spiritual attack manifests as a sudden loss of purpose or motivation. You may be walking with clarity, full of inspiration about your goals and aspirations, but suddenly a feeling of apathy takes over. What once excited you now seems devoid of meaning, and you begin to question whether you are truly on the right path. This loss of motivation is an attempt to weaken your connection to your life mission, as if an inner voice is trying to plant doubts about the value of your efforts, making you believe you are wasting your time. Overcoming this phase requires remembering that your purpose goes far beyond immediate results or visible achievements. Moments of apparent stagnation also have value, as they offer a chance for introspection and rest. Use this period to reconnect with the deeper reasons that drive you forward, knowing that motivation will return at the right moment. Keep faith in your path, even when it seems distant, and trust that each step, no matter how small, brings you closer to your greater purpose. A well-known manifestation of spiritual attacks occurs during the early hours of the morning, especially between 3 and 4 o'clock. This period, referred to by many as the spiritual hour or hour of purification, is a time when spiritual energy is particularly active. It is common to wake up suddenly, feeling an inexplicable restlessness or discomfort that seems to have no apparent cause. This type of abrupt awakening can be disturbing, but it is important to understand that it is not a coincidence. During this hour, the veil between the physical and spiritual worlds is thinner, and energies that seek to destabilize your peace can manifest more intensely. These awakenings are intended to interrupt your rest and destabilize your energy, leading to accumulated fatigue that can affect your clarity and vitality. However, remember that you are not alone in this experience. Many people face similar situations, and by sharing them, they can find support and guidance to overcome these challenging moments. The spiritual path is filled with challenges, but each one brings the opportunity to grow, strengthen, and connect more deeply with your essence. Spiritual attacks are not a sign that you are wrong or lost. In fact, they are proof that you are advancing and that your light is becoming brighter. These challenges seek to divert you, but by recognizing them and facing them with wisdom and determination, they become stepping stones to a higher level of consciousness. Remember that moments of darkness are temporary. Even on the hardest days, when fear or exhaustion seem overwhelming, your essence remains intact. You are a manifestation of light and love, and nothing can extinguish that. The universe accompanies you in every step, and your spiritual awakening leads you to a fulfillment and peace that are within your reach. Stay strong, trust in your inner strength, and recognize that each challenge is an opportunity to remember your greatness. We would now like to know if you have ever experienced a spiritual attack. Share with us how it was and what you did to free yourself from that attack. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like so we know we are on the right path. We deeply appreciate your presence. It is a privilege to be part of your journey, and we hope to continue being a source of inspiration and support. Remember, your light is powerful, and you have everything you need to overcome any obstacle. See you soon.